Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer and today I'm gamesplaining Quirky Circuits. So it's been a year since my original Gamesplanation of Quirky Circuits. What do I think of it? Do I still like it? Have I even played it? I'm glad you asked. This game is an anomaly in amongst the other games that I've been doing this type of video for. I have played this game 13 times since my original videos. Within that 13, there's been a couple of times where it's come to the table like 3 or 4 times, which brings down the number of times I've actually had it out, but the number of actual games is really high. The reason it's had multiple plays is we may not have won the first time. This is a co-op game, so we're all working together. We may not have won, and so we've gone after it again. Or we've won and we've turned the page and that gives a different game, which is suddenly a really good thing for this one. And why it keeps coming back to the table, because it is different every time I play it. Yes, it's got the similar mechanisms all the way through, but the way you play it, because there's different characters, there's different numbers of cards or different amounts of cards, or your cards can do different things each time, and you're having to avoid different things and go around different things in different ways, it makes it a different game each time that it comes out to the table. I really appreciate Quirky Circuits. I do think that you need to have everyone at the table who's able to buy into direction. Just be super aware of that. That the direction thing is talking about turn right, turn left. But it depends which way your little guy is facing to which way right and left is. So if he's facing that direction, right is towards you, left is towards me. If he's facing that way, it's the opposite. We understand this, but actually doing that at the table and then also understanding that everyone is on a different side of the table can get really awkward. Understanding to look at the cards a little bit more specifically, because some of them have the animal or creature or whatever it is moving forwards, some of them have them moving backwards. And you actually need to make a distinction between the two and understand the distinction between the two in order to be able to play it really well. Those little elements and keeping them in your head and thinking about them can be really tough for some players. I remember we had a game with one player who was a little bit slower at thinking through the stuff. And so because this is realistically a game of you put the card down, and once the card's down, that's the order that things are happening in. So if you play all of your cards really early, you know exactly where that little animal is. Whereas if you play later, you've kind of got to have a fair guess about where the animal is for what your card is going to do. And there's an element of the game where everyone who is playing must play at least one card. And so if you are someone who is a little bit slower at the thinking, you end up having your card being the last card because everyone else's card just jump, bam, 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 bam. You play your card and hope that it doesn't get in the way. There's a lot of that type of brain work necessary to make this game happen and to keep this game moving forwards. So just be super aware of that if you are playing with people who are a little bit slower on direction or things like that. There's no problem with that, but watch out for it because it can get in the way of you being able to play this game really well, and you'll tend to find that you need to go off to something else or just put up with it. That's really what it comes down to. So look, Quirky Circuits is a really good game. I will leave it there. If you have not seen Quirky Circuits before, please go ahead and watch my Gamesplained and Gamesplanation from a year ago. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be Gamesplained, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.